That's the only way it works. Oh, there we go. Now, the way these microphones are, it's supposed to cut out the background noise. So you listening to your thing and playing and stuff, it won't pick it up. Oh, that's right. I had to shorten the video. I cut out all the crap from the beginning and I saved the one where you look into the camera and do the little funky face and everything. Okay. All right. So let me put my neck piece on. Nobody's here. I do not have on my fancy nails, but that's okay. You're live. Okay, I know it was live, but why did it cut off? That was weird. All right. I think I got it all squared away. And the sad part about this part is I have to, in order for me to read what my comments are, I have to, just neck adjust. I have to keep these on. All right. I guess we'll just wait for some people to come on in and then I'll get started. Booba Kitty, I'm going to have to change you around. Form this to my, hello? I'm going to have to form this to my neck. All right. We're going to, I'm going to work on this. I hope that Booba Kitty doesn't get in the way here. Waiting for someone to say hi or comments. Let's see if it'll, there we go. Oh, perfect. Oh, did I put that on the microphone? I sure did. Let's put the microphone. I'm going to adjust the microphone and put it, attach it to, nope, it's not going to attach there. All right, and I will attach the microphone somewhere else. Where am I going to attach it? I guess I could put it over here. That'll work. There we go. All right. All right. If you are watching this on the replay later tomorrow or whenever, please leave a comment and let me know that you watched the replay. Let me know your thoughts. See if there's anything that you want to talk about the next time I come on here. I am trying to get my views up so that I can get monetized once again. I have one viral video, which is really amazing. I have 250,000 views on that, and that's because my daughter was very entertaining at the time. That's Boo Boo Kitty. Say hi. She says, nope, I want to get in that box and I want to play with those plastic pieces. You want to play with this, don't you? Thank you for the thumbs up. I appreciate it. All right. Is it going to let you leave a comment? If you would, just say hi. And that way I'll know that my chat's working. Because I have mechanical issues with my YouTube lives for some reason sometimes. Like for the longest time, I couldn't figure out why nobody was coming on here or talking to me. And it was because I had it as unlisted instead of public. But since I saw that there was one person watching, I know that I am officially public and not on private. This is what I'm working on. That is where I've been putting them. This is just a minimal collection of what I have already done. Hello. This is a minimal collection of what I already have done. The majority of it is back in my craft room, but this is what I'm working on now. This is the last of my blue bags. Maddie, can I get you to do me a favor? Will you look in the corner when you're done eating and look and see if there's any more blue bags in that corner? I think I've gotten almost all of them out. I don't think there is. I don't. Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, I know I've got gray and I know I've got the white, but we're using that for the trash bags. So, and I know I think I have some brown in there too. But in the meantime, so yeah, when you come in, just say hi. Let's chat. Ask me anything. I'll be happy to tell you. Or tell me a little bit about yourself, what you're doing, what you're working on tonight, what you plan on working on. Let me know if you're active on your own YouTube channel or if you just like to watch other people. Let's get to know each other. I am pretty much an open book. I always have been. And some people in my life don't like that, but it's okay. It's who I am. So I'm kind of discreet, but I do talk. I talk a lot. There's no disputing that. Hello, welcome to my live. I am Alishia with Young 40 Mile Crafts. Those of you who do not know that, I actually found out that last month, because if you go to the YouTube, I don't know if it's not the studio, it's the analytics. 72% of the people that watch my videos are actually not subscribers, and over 50% of you are actually males, which I found kind of interesting. Oh, they all left me. Nobody's here. I got one thumbs up. I had 3 in the room at one time. I have nobody. Oh, there's somebody. Hi. Hello. Are you guys having issues with the chat? Is it not? Community moderation. Nope. Top filter. Nope. Is it chat on? Live chat is on. Live chat summary is on. Participation mode. Anyone can participate. Message delay none. I don't even have any blocked words. All right. There we go. So my chat's working. That's good. So currently what I'm doing is I'm finishing stringing up these blue bags, and then the box that Boo Boo Kitty is laying on is full of cut up yellow bags. Yes, I'm talking about you. Thought the yellow and blue would be pretty together, but I have a lot of black that I've done up, and I'm going to crochet with those soon. As soon as I've got many days worth of ball winding and stringing to do. So I want to get all that done before I actually dive into a new project, which if you guys don't know, I am working on a beach tote right now, and I'd like to finish my beach tote, and it's actually this shade of blue that I'm working on. So I'm wanting to finish this up. And as far as my health goes, my vision hasn't changed. Still can't see out of my right eye, except for the occasional piece of light on the far right. And then thank you for the thumbs up. I appreciate it. Give you hearts. I did have my nails on. There were bees. If you guys joined my live on Tuesday, you watched me put the bees on. And this is the reason why. If you can see let's see if it'll focus in on my thumb. Can you see? Oh, it's not going to focus in. How it splits. My nails, my thumbnails split right here down the middle on both sides. And then so does my middle finger. My middle finger actually started doing it first, but even if I kept them cut really short, it still does it, but it catches on stuff. So I have to keep something on my nails, and so I usually use the false nails and I keep them down there. And the sticky tabs work pretty good. I've had my hands in a lot of water the past few days, so that is why they started coming off, and so I just went ahead and took them off, except of course this one, because I sliced my thumb opening a can of peanuts. I grabbed it too quick. Wasn't paying attention to what I'm doing because, again, the vision thing. It's like I'm on Ozempic, and so earlier today, again, the vision thing, I stabbed my thumb instead of my belly because I misjudged my vision perception is off sometimes. So when I cut, like when I'm cooking in the kitchen and I'm cutting up vegetables, I have to be careful. And you're supposed to hold things like this when you cut, and have the blade beside your knuckles like this when you cut, for safety reasons. So I have to do that so that I don't, because my vision perception again is off. So I have to do that. I think I just dropped one. We'll catch up with it later. I always go around the house and try to see if I've got any all around the house. We're usually around in this area where I'm sitting because, hello, because when I do that, um, they tend to fall in my lap, and I'll get up and walk around and they'll fall off my body, or the cats will get in it and jump in, and then when they jump out, it'll have the pieces all over the house. But like I said, the majority of them stay in this area. So when I get done with all of these, I'm going to jump up and check and see and make sure that I got them all, because we want every piece of plastic that we can string up. And what I'm doing now is I open them. I open the bag strips and I put them on my arm. Let's see if you can see that. I string them up on my arm and then I just pull them off one at a time. It helps me. I like doing assembly line work. Orientation. I know. I've still got you in the same spot. I like to do assembly work. So if I can do this in an assembly, then that's what I'm going to do. I have a bad habit of counting things. Like anytime I do something, I count. I don't know why. It's a habit. I guess because when you crochet, you have to count stitches, like when you're doing amigurumi, or you have to count rows. And with same thing with cross stitch, you have to count stitches. Crochet, you have to count stitches, and so I have a tendency to count a lot, and then I have to catch myself because sometimes it's useless counting. It's like, what in the world? Why am I counting this? It's a habit. I count things. I used to count how many of these things I would put on my arm just to see how many it would string up. I finally broke myself of that habit. I put as many on my arm. Hello. I put as many on my arm as I possibly can without it being overflowed. Like, I can kind of judge. And usually it'll make the size of a ball. Anything that I string on my arm, when I get to a certain part, it usually makes the size of a ball like this. And then I'll just attach it to that and add it to it. So I'll make about 5 of those balls. And then altogether they will form about that size. I said, well, I would get it. I'll show you later. I'm going to have to pick it up later because I'm getting to the almost to the point where I have to stop putting these on my wrist and I have to start stringing them up. Hello, welcome, welcome. I'm glad you guys are here. You're letting me do all the talking though. Are you guys having trouble putting something in the chat? It tells me is I haven't gotten any highs or anybody chatting with me. I've been on for 12 minutes now, 13 minutes. So I wanted to see if you guys are able to. I don't know if my chat's working. It says it is, but you never know with this. But I'd love it if you guys would ask me some questions, give me some ideas on what direction we can go in. I mean, I can chit chat all night long, but it may not be anything you want to hear. And if you are listening to the replay, oh, be careful with that. Like I said, my vision judgment's off. Now I'm going to string them together. But if you guys are playing this and you're doing the replay, just play it in the background because it's going to be just idle chit chat. Or you can play it in the background while you're doing your crocheting or your counting or your cross stitch or anything else that you might be working on. Diamond art. My sister Tammy likes to do diamond art. I thought about getting into it, and then my daughter was into it for a little while, and I thought about getting into it and thought, no, because I don't want to say I'm obsessive compulsive. I am an avid collector of things that I like to do. When I started cross stitching, and I got into cross stitching. Hello, welcome to my live. When I got into cross stitching, I started collecting patterns. I started creating patterns, which you can find those in my Etsy shop if you guys are cross stitchers and you're interested. I haven't been able to make anything new to put in the shop, but I do that. And I started collecting flosses. Like anytime back then when I started all that, you could get DMC floss on sale, 6 for $1. I think they're like, I want to say like 80 cents a piece now for just one skein of floss for cross stitch. And then I started collecting hoops And then I purchased all kinds of different gadgets. Um, let's see, what else did I do with the cross stitch? Started collecting books. I had subscriptions to the cross stitch magazines. Um, the Q snap racks. I got those. I did the for those. I did the Michaels brand of the Q snaps for the, and those are great to work with. The Q snaps are wonderful to do cross stitch on, except for the small ones. It's hard to work with small ones, so I'll just use the small hoops when I'm doing cross stitch on that. Now, back when I cross stitched, oh, and then I also started collecting. That's what I did. I collected different fabric bolsters. I belong to several of the people who dyed their own cross stitch fabric. I used to belong to a lot of clubs. And then I lost vision in my right eye and I could no longer cross stitch. So it was very difficult because like I said in my last video, I talked about I used to like to work with size 18 to 24 count fabric, sometimes 26. But I could probably work on 11. I haven't picked it up to find out whether I can. So my point was I was really heavy into cross stitch, and because of that, I have a lot of cross stitch supplies. Well, then when that happened, I started getting into doing markets for crochet. I got it back into my crochet. I've been crocheting for 48 years. I had moved away from it and just did it occasionally, and then I really got into it and did it as a concentrated hobby. So then I started finding yarn sales. Then I started collecting yarn. And most of you have seen my little tours of my yarn collections. And I have decided I will not be purchasing any cross stitch or yarn for the next couple years because I have enough to keep me busy. I have enough cross stitch supplies, and this is not an exaggeration, to last me for the rest of my life. I will never need cross stitch supplies ever again. I have enough needles, I have enough Q snaps, I have enough everything. Crochet, you guys know, it's hard not to buy yarn, but I have been very good. I've been restrained. I haven't bought any yarn all year, even when Joann's went out of business. I did get some white from there and some black. It was 60% off. I needed that because I needed it to frame some of my blankets that I'm working on and also some of my sweaters. So I did do that. But other than that, I have not indulged. I have enough. And I am giving, because I have issues with being able to read. I can read crochet patterns, but because it's hard for me to actually see visually the books, that's why I've been doing giveaways. Now, speaking of giveaways, my giveaway winner for July still has not come forward. I've checked my spam, I check my email regularly, and they have not come forward. So if you are watching this and you are the winner, please email me, young40mom@gmail.com. It will be in the description. It is in the description of the video. I need to hear from the winner by the 16th of August. If I do not hear from the winner by the 16th of August, I will be doing another winner draw for the month of July. So those of you who were still in it, I had 26 that were in it. I will be doing a drawing if I do not hear from the winner. If I hear from the winner, I will let you guys know. If I don't hear from the winner, I will let you guys know that we are going to redraw. Okay? And if you'll go back and watch that video of where I did the drawing for the winner, it will show you everything that you're going to get in that box. It's already signed, sealed, packaged, ready to ship. And that sucker's heavy too. Because you're not only getting the book, when I do the book giveaways, you're also going to get yarn and all kinds of other goodies. You're going to get yarn and needles and stitch markers and stuff to make stitch markers on your own, or you can make your own beaded earrings. Either way, you're going to get all that. Oh, let me tell you, we're talking about collections. That was something else that I got into. I started getting into jewelry making before my whole eye thing happened too. Um, and I can still do it. I just have to, it takes me longer. It's very tedious. So when I make something to sell, I really can't charge people for my time because my time is doubled what it used to be when it comes to smaller things. If you're in here in the live, could you please, if you're on the live, not the replay, because replay, the comments do come through, but if you're in here, can you just say hi just to let me know that my comments are able to come through? Because I can't, let me know if the chat's live. I can see that there's people in here, but I can't, but nobody's commented. So I don't know if the comments are working. If the comments are working, give me a thumbs up. I'm showing 2 thumbs up. If I get one more thumbs up, then that'll let me know that the comments are working. I can't, I don't know. Anyway, it's okay. So yeah, so back to the collecting, not the hoarding, the collecting. I have a collection of things to make beaded jewelry, things to make necklaces and bracelets and earrings. And it all started when I wanted to make needle minders. I have neuropathy in my hands and my feet. My stepmother got me started back in 2000, 99 and 2000, around that time. And my neuropathy was really bad in my hands, so bad that I couldn't grip the tools to make the earrings. She gave me all the supplies to start it, and I felt bad because I had to give her back the tools. I had to give her back all the beads and everything because I could not, and I was scared of markets. I was scared to do a market. I was just, didn't have enough confidence in my ability to make nice things. I didn't have enough confidence in myself to sell my items. Now I do. Now I'm very confident. All my stuff is nice. It's good quality, and if you don't buy it, then yay! Oh yay! Hi, Christy. My comments are working. Thank you, thank you. I appreciate it. Awesome, awesome. That's awesome. Thank you so much for letting me know it's working. I got a little worried there because I wasn't, nobody said anything or asked anything, and everybody, I guess people are just listening to my rambles. Which is fine. I mean, if that's what floats your boat, hey, please do listen. So anyway, so then I started with the buying beads and jewelry findings and um, wires so that I can make some really pretty wired things. Oh, did you think that it was a recording? That it wasn't? Oh, I bet it came up on your shorts, didn't it? Because of the angle. Well, I tried to do it vertically, but for some, I mean horizontally, but for some reason it tells me that my orientation is wrong and that I need to readjust my phone or my camera. So this is the only way it lets me go live for some reason on my phone. It's really weird. YouTube's kind of fiddly that way. But yes, thank you. Yes, we are live. We are live. Yay. I appreciate you being in here. So yeah, so I have collections. I have lots of those collections. Yeah, I know. It's YouTube. It's so weird. For the longest time, it would tell me that every time I try to go live, it would tell me that there was a connection issue. I could get on there and watch things. I could get on to any of my other apps. But when it came to me doing a live on YouTube, it says, oh, nope, no connection. I'm like, you are full of crap. There is a connection. But anyway, so I have a collection of beads. I also got into making gift tags. I put tags on all my handmade items. And so I got to where I make my handmade tags. So then I got into making handmade tags. So I got all the stuff to do that. Then I got into making handmade cards. So long story short, got all the cardstock stuff and stamps and inks. And so I have a whole collection of making that kind of stuff. With this one, I am going to finish off a tote. Let me set this aside. I finally got all the ones that were on my arm. I was making my beach totes sell really big. So this is what I'm currently working on. Um, and this is where I will connect. Oops, here we go. This is where I'm going to connect the next plastic yarn ball. This to this, and then I'm going to continue stitching. This is the flap, and then this is what the inside looks like. And on the bottom, I did reinforce it with yarn on the bottom to make it more sturdy. But other than that, it's all plastic, so it's waterproof. But yeah, I did pair it with some yarn, just some scrap yarn to reinforce the bottom because it's when you work with if you worked with Plarn, you know that it is very forgiving and it stretches over time. Don't have the patience. I, I understand. I got into this, oh gosh, I want to say maybe about 10 years ago, I got interested in it because I kept having all these plastic bags. I'm going to wind this up. I had all these plastic bags that I kept keep in the corner of my kitchen. There's a place in my kitchen where I have this, it's like a pantry. Where's the end of this? It's like a pantry on one side and a bookcase beside it. So there was where's my end? I have lost my, oh, there it is. So it's like here's the bookcase and here's my pantry. And so the corner of the wall was back here. So I had this space in between here that I would stuff the plastic bags in. Well, over time, eventually from shopping and saving all these plastic bags, it would pile up and pile up, and I'd push it down, it'd pile up and pile up. And I thought, there's got to be something I can do with this. And then I discovered creating Plarn, plastic yarn out of bags. And I watched a couple tutorials on how to do it, and then I figured out the best way that was easy for me, since I like to do assembly work, to make it more time efficient. So it does take a lot to make a bag like that. The last two that I made, I put in my Etsy shop and they sold right away. So I'm making bags out of bags. But it's recycling. It's not going back into the environment. It's, um, yeah, very efficient. I mean, you can take your plastic bags, like a lot of my grocery stores around me, they have drop-off locations where you can take your plastic grocery bags or your plastic shopping bags and drop them off in recycling bins. Because I'm in Tennessee and we don't recycle here. Nobody recycles. So they do have recycling bins at the grocery stores where you can put your leftover bags. And I'm assuming that's what they do. They recycle them. But yeah, I use mine. No, I don't collect the white ones as much as I used to because I had so many of them. Um, that we use those for, we have little tiny trash bags in various places around the house because I'm constantly filling them up. So we have them, small trash cans. Yes, that's what I do. Yeah, exactly. You use them for your bathroom. You try to save them. That's what I do. But we have so many. It's just me and my daughter. And she's going off to college next Friday. So it'll be just me. Let's see. I have a small trash can in the craft room. She has one in her room. And then I have one beside my desk. I have one beside the couch over here that I keep, and then I have one in either bathroom. Let's see. So and to open them quicker, I use like a tacky finger. Let me find the other one. It's attached to a ball. This is the stuff that I use, and it helps separate the bags easier. I have a bad habit of licking my fingers. I used to. You go through a lot. Okay, so you have a lot. That's the majority of ours with the white ones, other than, keeping them in the bathroom and the bedrooms, is when I have four cats. And so in order to when we clean the kitty litter, that's usually what we put them in. We'll fill it up with the kitty litter with their their business. Put their business in the white bag. So because I have so many left over, but the colored ones I like, and I work with the colored ones. I have a pattern that I created that I haven't really done anything with called the brown bottom bag, and it was with brown bags that I had collected because a lot of the stores at the time used the brown bags. Now my sister goes to convenience stores a lot, and the convenience stores have usually give black bags. So she'll save all the black bags up for me. She's been doing that for years because she knows I use them. And then sometimes, around Halloween, they'll have orange bags, or they'll have pink bags during the month of October for Breast Awareness Month. Tips. Oh, used to use. Oh, you used to use the tacky finger when you were counting your tips? Oh, that's smart. Yeah. I, again, bad habit of licking my finger. I felt it fall on my toes. There we go. Come here, you. There you are. Oh, it sits. I bent over and it says orientation is locked. Rotate device back. And all I did was bend over. Silly, silly YouTube. There we go. That's smart. Yeah, yeah. I try not to lick my fingers. I try to keep that stuff with me everywhere, and so I don't lick my fingers. So you were seeing it the same way. It's just YouTube it had a message, like it went gray, and a whole big message came across here telling me I needed to reposition, that my orientation was off. Ugh. As long as you can see it, what I'm seeing, that's fine. And the reason why I'm not on camera, and the reason why you're seeing this, I have a microphone on my chest, is because this is the only way I can read the comments. Because of my vision issues, my phone has to be about 2 inches away from my face, and I have to have these on to see it. Even though this does me no good because I have no vision in that eye, I'm seeing it from this one. So you're getting to see my hands. No need to. Okay, thank you. So that way you get to see my idle hands doing stuff instead of my face making faces at you. But you guys know what I look like. I have enough YouTube videos with my face. You know what I look like. So what I was doing on my other channel, The Blind Stitcher, and also on my YouTube channel for, I have one called Creative Sounds, or yeah, the Creative Sounds, yeah, Creative Sounds on my TikTok. And on that, that's exactly what that, and The Blind Stitcher, that's exactly what it is. It's just me doing ASMR whispers and counting, mostly counting, because I'm about to have bad habit of counting, like I said, and doing this crinkles of the plarn, because some people like the sound of listening to the crinkle of the plastic. They just like it. I like watching ASMRs. I got really, really interested in it, but I didn't want to go so far as to um, just doing the sounds with the microphone and all that. So I do my hands. Oh, Booba Kitty's back. She's guarding my other box. That's her son, Copper, and he we ended up taking him back after he was given to someone, and she decided she didn't want the cat anymore, so she only had him for like a month, and we took him back, and we've kept him since, and he is now 5. Yep, he's 5. That's his mama. She's about half his size, and she is 8. Yeah, she's 8. Midnight's 10, and Ellie is 13. And then you guys know Ramsey. Where is he at? Is he sleeping? Where's he at? Is he right there? He's not there, is he? Is he? Is he there? Can you guys see him? Yeah, there he is. Okay. I can put Ramsey. Maybe me. Oh, there's his head. Okay, I see him now. With the way my vision is, he blended in with this blanket, and I couldn't tell where he was through my phone lens. Yeah. Yeah. Have to have magnifying readers, double vision. Ooh, double vision. I only ever had double vision when I was drunk. Never had double vision issues with this. Um, I had retinopathy where your retina detaches from the back of your eye, and also I had bleeders where the center of your viscus gets filled with busted blood vessels and blood leaks into your eye. You can't see it when you look at somebody's eye, but it's in the middle behind the red the behind the iris. But I've had since May of last year, I've had 5 eye surgeries. I'm hoping to possibly have one more in my right eye. I have hope that he can restore the vision in my right eye, but I don't know if it's going to happen. I will find out August 20th if that's going to be a possibility in the future. He kind of him-hawed around it the last time I saw him. And so, but currently I go every 2 months to get injections in that eye. That's fun. But double vision, that would definitely cause you to have your perception off. I have issues with my perception anyway. I can go think I'm going to reach for something and I'll reach beside it. I have when I go to pour something to drink, like for instance, I'm going to pour something in here. I have to put one hand on the cup and then one hand on what I'm pouring with and touch with my hand, feel with my hand to make sure that I'm getting it in there so I don't pour it all over the counter. Because I can't tell you how many times I've done that recently. Or ice cubes. Ice cubes are really funny because sometimes I can take a tray of ice cubes and I can crack them open and take them out and go to take an ice cube and put it in my cup, and instead I throw it on the floor. That's fun too. Oh, bless their heart. I can't imagine. Mine crept up on me. How old is he or she? How old? Were they born that way? I was doing good. I mean, I've always been nearsighted. I could always do things like when I did my 19. Oh, that's so young. My nearsighted, I could work with the tiny cross stitches and all that. I was really great. I loved it. I just needed glasses to see to drive because I was nearsighted. I needed glasses to so I could see the road. Um, and that was the only time, or when I go to a movie, that was the only time I ever needed it. But what happened was, I want to say in 2021. So yeah, let's see, 4.5 years ago, 2021, everything was fine. And then in my right eye, all of a sudden, it looked like I was seeing like a big slug in the middle of my vision. So say this is my eye, this much of my eye in this area, it looked like there was a slug that was just coming down. And come to find out, it was because when you look through your eye, you actually are looking at an image and it projects back out. You're looking at it in reverse and then it comes back out to where you see it normal. So when I saw things coming down from this way, and when I would get up, it would retract, which, like I said, it's the reverse. So what it was it was blood in my eye that was coming down. When I lay down, it would be there, and then I literally watched it go back up, which where it pulls in the bottom of your eye. Found out looking at pictures. Oh man, since 9 months old. Delayed his walking and crawling. I could imagine it would, since having vision issues, because you that's one of the senses that you need to learn to do something like that when you're that little. Oh, bless his heart. Has he it, he been being 19 now, has he been able to adjust and adapt to the different things that he's able to do in his life, just everyday things, I'm sure. Oh, so you guys didn't even notice that your mother-in-law did? I wonder why the doctor didn't catch it. That's weird. But nowadays, doctors have a limited time depending on the company that they work for. Yeah, depending on the company that the doctors work for, they're I found out from the guy that did my echocardiogram on my heart. I found out that doctors actually, some of them have a limited time if they work for a company. Say, hey, okay, you have to get your patient in and out in say 15 minutes, and they overlook that. That's what kills me. It's like, this if it had been caught sooner. Now with my situation, I didn't know, and I make it very aware to everybody. If you have problems with your eyes, if you're seeing floaters, if you're seeing spots, that is a medical condition and it's covered under your medical insurance. I never went to the eye doctor because I never had eye insurance. I would go to like one of these buy here, pay here type glasses places whenever I'd get my glasses done. And I just went to a regular doctor and none of them pointed out, hey, you have issues with your eyes. Let's do a diabetic testing and see what we can do about your eyes. It doesn't bother him now, but you can see it. Yeah. It's good that he's able to adjust because that's all he's ever known, you know? Unlike me, where it just crept up on me and just slammed me in the face all at once. I let mine go for 3 years before my doctor finally told me, you can go to a doctor and this is covered under your medical. You don't have to have vision insurance in order to, where did I put my scissors? In order to get that checked on or corrected or have the surgeries or whatever. So it's all been covered under my medical, which is great. All right. So what I did here was there was one that I found that I couldn't string up because the bag was all one piece instead of in a loop. So I just tied it together. I tie the knot pretty tight without snapping it. And then yeah, sometimes when my vision's off, I think my scissors are there and I start snipping and oh nope, I misjudged it. I have to do it by feel. So I just snipped that and put it away. Especially if he's tired and plays games too much. Yeah. Yeah, I would imagine it would pull that muscle. I never got headaches before. Very rarely ever got headaches. Still very rarely ever get headaches. But I know that if I'm on my phone because of my eye situation, since I can only see out of one eye and it's blind spot in the center of the one eye I can see out of. I notice that if I'm playing video games on my phone or watching my phone too much, anything up close, or even reading, it it really starts to hurt. I get a headache. I get a tension headache really bad. Sorry, my microphone's going to pick up me sniffing, guys. I had spicy dinner and my nose wants to be a leaky faucet. I apologize for that. All right, my arm's almost full. I'm ready to string, and my legs are starting to go to sleep. So I'm gonna sit back with you guys. Oh, a little bit. There we go. To relieve some pressure on my stretch out my leg a little bit. I have neuropathy too. I take medication for that. And I'm actually going to find out because I have issues with my right leg. I'm actually going to finally get an MRI to find out if I have sciatica because we think that my sciatic nerve is being pinched or crushed, or we don't know yet. So I'm going to go the 2nd of September. I have an appointment to go see to get an MRI done finally. I've been living with this for 6 years now. So now I'm looping them. And again, the assembly line. So what I'll do is I'll pull this until it's taut. And then I put my finger in here and I hold it like this so that I have just like a loop. So it's tight and it won't be off. And then I take a loop off, and sometimes there'll be two there, and I check and make sure there's just one. I push it through with my thumb, and then I'll grab that and I'll hold my thumb and forefinger out like this so it will catch the loop back here so that it will be straight and that it won't tighten too short or in a wrong place to where it's all synced up. So like, see, this is all synced up, and then I'll pull it taut, and then I just repeat it. So that's how I string. That's how I string my bags. It's an assembly line. It's quick. It's simple. It's very easy. Very forgiving. Somebody had suggested, because I was talking about sometimes when you work with this type of crochet medium, that your hands will start to cramp up and hurt because the tension is very different when you work with plastic. You have to be more forgiving as far as your tension goes because your hands will cramp up and it can be uncomfortable. But somebody had made a suggestion in my last live to possibly wear like a silk glove or like silk fingerless gloves to wear, because you can't, I don't hold my plastic the same way that I hold my yarn. So like when I hold my yarn, I I do it like this. That's and then I crochet this way, like this way. So if you pull the plastic through, eventually, it's going to start hurting. It's going to start getting uncomfortable. So I do it the old fashioned way when I did when I was 10, and I take it and I wrap it. I grab it with my hand and wrap it that way so that it won't hurt my fingers. Now, if I'm pairing it with a yarn, because pairing it with a yarn makes it more sturdy. But the problem with pairing it with a yarn is it's not going to be waterproof if you pair it with a yarn. You can still wash it. I recommend washing it by hand. Do not put it in the dryer because this is plastic. But if you pair it with a yarn, it does make it more sturdy, but it does not make it waterproof. And these are perfect for beach bags. That's why I say these are totes, these are beach totes, these are beach bags. Also, for my daughter, when she was in daycare and got to the point where they were teaching them how to brush their teeth, she had I made a little bag. I've showed it before, but when I start making more, I'm going to show them here. And it's got little plastic dragonfly beads in them. And and had a little cinch tie up at the top, also made out of plastic. And that's what she kept her portable toothbrush and toothpaste in. And she kept it in her little cubby at daycare because they made them brush their teeth after they ate their lunch or their breakfast. Did you guys have to do it after lunch and breakfast or just lunch? Do you remember? She doesn't remember. That was a long time ago. She's 18 now. She was 3 and 4 when she was in, well, actually, she was 2 and 3 when she was in daycare. She was 3 when she was in daycare. And then 4, she was in pre-K. They had them do it when they were in pre-K too. And then, of course, kindergarten, she got to go to the regular school for kindergarten, the regular elementary school. But anyway, so yeah, so I made a beaded case, a toothbrush and toothbrush holder traveling, and I thought it would be better for her to have that being waterproof so that the air could still flow through it and it wouldn't get molded. But you can put it in the dishwasher when you make those and wash it through. It's fine. I haven't run hers through the dishwasher before, so at least you can still sanitize it. I've also soaked it in soapy water before and rinsed it really good. But I still have it. It still looks practically brand new after all these years. It's held up really well. So, okay, now this is a good example. this will happen. Sometimes if you pull too tight or your bag is wearing way too thin, this will happen. And then I just tie a knot and do like I did before. And then I'm going to snip off the extra piece. But Christy, you're right. It is time consuming sometimes. If I did not have my assembly line, I would probably go nuts. All right. So now because it's like that, I'm going to go ahead and snip this off. Oh, see, judging. I was going to cut from here. There, it's not over here. It's up here. And then I have to feel my finger and guide it with my finger. And I don't cut it too short, but just enough to where I know it's not going to come undone. But we don't want that sticking out. And something else when you crochet with this type of medium, if you've ever done it before, you'll know these knots that are there, or they're very forgiving. You don't see them when you crochet with this. They kind of blend in while you're crocheting. Oh, I've already been on here 51 minutes. Oh, Christy, I really appreciate you engaging with me. I wasn't able to see comments before when I would do these, but like I said, as long as I can do it this way, and I have my neck piece on so that I can do things with my hands, as long as I'm not counting, and I'm just doing this, it's no problem. It's really easy. I've tried to do these in the past, and YouTube has kicked me off when I would have like a TV show or something playing in the background, and it's like, nope, can't do that. Copyright. No, no. So I can't even have like music playing in the background. But I guess if you don't want to watch my hands, you can always see Boo Boo Kitty and Copper, and usually midnight. Midnight's outside. Hey, babe, will you do me a favor? Will you take him out to go potty and put him away and see if Midnight will come in? Thank you. So we're going to see if we can get Midnight in. Well, thank you, Christy. I know this is boring. Are you working on a project right now? Or are you just sitting there listening to my voice? I'm really tickled that you're here with me, though. My lives don't have too many people, so it's easy for me to engage one-on-one personally, which is really nice. Just watching. Okay. Well, I'm going to try to do my midnight makes because it is officially midnight on the East Coast. I'm going to try to do more of my midnight makes videos or other lives because my midnight makes are only lives, and take you guys, since she's going off to college, it'll be me here by myself, so I will be doing more like stuff in my craft room. So I'll be doing more like of my bead stringing, because that's usually what I use my table for back there, is if I'm making my tags or anything that I actually need a table for. So I'll be doing more of those. I have a couple of tops that I'm working on. My last live, I was working on one of my panels for my V-neck tops. 11:56 Alabama time. Okay, so you're on the same time as me. I am on the eastern side of Tennessee time. But she will be on, my daughter will be on Central time. So I have to keep that in mind whenever I contact her, that she is going to be an hour behind me. Of course, with me not working, it doesn't really matter what, I don't know if that's one piece or two. With me being not able to work and waiting for the decision on my disability, it wouldn't really matter what time she contacts me, but it will matter what time I contact her, because she'll be in classes, she'll need her sleep, and whatever activities she'll have going on. But for me, she'll be able to contact me anytime, day or night, unless I'm in a doctor's appointment, of course. And then my dad's side of the family, they all live, except for one uncle, they all live on the West Coast, around the northern part of Oregon and the southern part of Washington. And so whenever I go to contact them, I always have to keep in mind that they're on Pacific times, which is 3 hours behind me. So when I calculated getting on here, I was considering my western my West Coast people when I came on 11, it being only 8 o'clock their time. I miss the West Coast. Oh my gosh, y'all, I miss Washington so much. We were stationed at Fort Lewis, Washington, and lived in Tacoma, which was really, really nice. So we were close to the SeaTac Mall. We were close to Seattle. I was 2 hours away from Southern Portland. You're usually in bed by 10 on a Saturday night. Girl, I get it. I get it. Since I'm not working, my time schedule's been so screwed up. I have to be more mindful of when I drink my caffeine now. Whereas before, when I was working, by the time I got off work, I was so tired, I would come home, make dinner, and watch a little bit of TV and crash. But now, since I don't have that normal routine every day, and I just have the one child who's fully grown and can take care of herself, it's just I have no routine anymore. I suppose I could make myself a routine, and then that way I could get back on track. But my sleeping is so messed up. But I've always been a night owl. I've always been stayed up really late. Well, I appreciate you staying up to watch me. I hope I'm not keeping you. I bet you're exhausted. Yeah, I figured I need to get my watch hours up, but I figured I'd start including you guys because I have to do this anyway. So I figured I'd start including you guys. Yours is always messed up. So you know what I'm talking about. Um, yeah, I figured I'd start including you guys on the things that I'm doing. So that would help get my watch hours up. It would help get closer to you guys and communicate with you more often. See what you like to do. See what kind of mediums you guys work with, what you like to do and work with. Somebody had asked me in my last live what size needle I like to work with. And it depends on my project. If I'm working on like something like this, if I'm crocheting with this, you have no schedule either. See? Yeah, no, that's me. Is that you or are you talking about me? No schedule at all. You got 5 kids though. I mean, you don't have 5 kids, you have 5 people in your home, so therefore you probably wear yourself out, girl. Busy, busy, busy. Oh, I did it again. Dang it. Oh, you have no schedule? Okay, so you get where I'm coming from then. This irritates me when this happens, when this snags. Because the knots are rough. When you're crocheting with this, they're rough on your hands. I don't like having I don't like having knots. But in order to save my project or save what I'm doing, I'll go ahead and knot this. Sometimes I get frustrated and I'll just pull on it and throw the dang thing away. You do, but you don't. And going live like this and chatting with you guys like this is a lot easier for me. Again, because I have to have my phone 2 inches from my face. It's a lot easier for me to do it this way. And it took me a while to realize that I could do it this way. But I just recently got this particular neck piece. I love this neck piece and it is magnetic. And I've got a little magnet ring on the back of my phone. So I can adjust it if I need to, and I don't have to worry about it popping out, sliding off. It's fantastic. This neck piece has been a game changer for me for making videos and going live. They're all at peace. And then Matson's dog, Matson's cat, Ellie. Sometimes she's a nuisance and she's stuck up my butt, but for the most part, she's all about Maddie. And right now, she's in Maddie's bedroom. She's the only one that you probably won't see. Because when Maddie's ready to go to bed, she'll go to bed too. Although she has her moments where she wants to leave, and then she'll come find me in my room. She's really going to be lost when Matson leaves because she can't have the cat in the dorm. Oh, that one almost snapped. I felt it. You can feel it when you put these together, and that one's got really thin. I could feel it almost snapped. Oof. Yeah, right here. I felt it almost snap. But if I'm careful, I can still work with it. And when I crochet with it, it won't come undone. It won't separate once you get it put in your piece. Now let's see, like this didn't butt very well. You can kind of see. But it's okay if it doesn't butt all the way to the knot, because when you stitch with it, it will conform, and like this, it all becomes one piece. So you don't even notice it. And we've got a few more strips to string. And then I'll go ahead and get this taken care of. But that's all the blue I have left. I originally had, and that's a half, I use paper boxes. That's a half box. The one that they're laying on, let's see if I can get you over there. That's a full box, a paper box. And that was actually full. I had 1.5 of those full of these blue strips ready to string when I started all this with the blue. So that I'm down to the last bit. That's the very last bit. And then once that's gone, I'm going to take inventory of my balls of the blue, and then I will be working on my yellow, which most of the yellow bags came from Dollar General. Dollar General uses yellow. And what's really pretty is when you pair up the colors. Like I said, my sister collects the black bags for me, and so she'll save those for me, and I'll use it because they're rare. Or even like I said, the pink for October, or the orange bags. I will save the odd color ones, or green, even green. Green are very rare. I will save those and use them like I did in this bag. I'll use them like I did with the white on this as an accent. And let's see, what is that? Yeah, you can tell these white bags had some black in them. Most of my white bags have either blue or red. Some have black, but it's all together. And then the blues, sometimes they have writing in them, but yeah. So I try to separate when I'm winding up like the white. I try to separate the different colors. Like this one, like I said, that I can't. My colors are, I don't, with my vision, my colors are off now. I can't tell if that's black or blue. But anyway, I try to keep like colors together. Like if the white with the red writing, try to keep those together, and then the white with the blue writing, I try to keep those together, and so on. So, but once I get done with this, I've still got to stitch a handle, and I'm going to come back out with the flap a little bit further down, probably about 2 to 3 more inches down. I'll have it down, and then I will put a wooden toggle, and I'll do like a loop so that it can hook on it. And I don't even have to line these, which is really nice. But and then it'll be a waterproof bag when it's done. And Christy, since you said you don't have the patience for it, you can just watch me do mine and vicariously watch the whole process, and then it will go in my Etsy shop, which I haven't really added any new things in there. I still have my needle threaders. I have those in there, and then I have my excuse me, cross stitch patterns, and I have some handmade stuff in there, but not as many. I plan on getting rid of my Garfield collection. I'm probably going to make a separate shop for that, because everything has to be in order to sell vintage on Etsy. It has to be at least 20 years old, and all of my Garfields are 20 plus years old, anywhere from 20 to 40 years old, maybe older than that. Because I want to say I started collecting my Garfields in the 80s. when I started collecting. But I'm going to sell my Garfield stuff. Well, hi, Summer. Rubbing alcohol to remove the print off the bags. Well, I'm glad you say hi. Yes, you can. Here's the thing. If you take the rubbing alcohol and do that, it's more time consuming. I think the coloring of where the writing is on the bags gives it more character because then you have like little speckles. But yeah, I don't have time to be doing all that because I work with way too much of this stuff. But that's a good tip to know. Thank you for sharing that. I'll keep that in mind in the future if I have some that are special that I want to keep just that color. Um, like if I have the pink bags in October, I may do that. I may do that with my pink bags. But these, I have so many of them and they're so abundant. That's good. Okay. And with the rubbing alcohol, it doesn't thin out the bag or anything. It just takes the ink off, I'm assuming. That's probably why my hands, can you see my tips? My fingertips get black whenever now it's probably the dirt on the bag as well. I'd say I'm constantly washing my hands whenever I'm working with something like this. So, Summer, what is your time zone there? Where are you? I mean, you don't have to tell me where you're located. Some people don't want to tell, and that's fine. But what is your time zone? I'm on Eastern. Christy's on Eastern as well. All right. So there's my other little tiny ball. Oh, oh no, Alicia. Please tell me all that did not dump out on the floor. Yay. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to take a moment to hunt. I knew that was going to happen. It's okay. We recently vacuumed the floor, so no kitty hairs. Did I get up? You know what? Let's just get up. And look, I got new slippers. I needed slippers for the house. Oh, oh, it's attached. These are, ugh, spill stains. Don't look at my dirty carpet. It's clean. It's just stained. All right, no more? Oh, that's it. That's good. Okay, so you're in Georgia, so you're in Eastern too. Yay. Wow, we are some night owls tonight, aren't we? That's on the East Coast. I'm going to go ahead and connect these two. Yeah, for the accent color. Yeah, that's a great idea. How did you discover that? Have you tried it yourself? It's a good idea. I have some rubbing alcohol. That's fine. Oh, I want to tell you, I already did the litter and I did their water. Mm-hmm. Oh, why?
We booked our thing for 11 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
The whole trip from my house to Jay's house to Vale's house to there is an hour
Oh,
and 20 minutes.
hour and 20 minutes. Is it in Hickson? I know there's one in Hickson. I drove by it the other day actually because it was near the.
It's Naughty Cat Cafe.
I want to say that's the one I drove near because it's near the Thai place that we're going to go to.
Oh, could be.
I think so. If it's on Hickson Pike. Okay. You going to do the dog now? Huh?
I want to be a barista.
Okay.
You know you can become a barista master?
Uh-huh.
That's my plan B.
Your plan B?
Yeah, if architecture doesn't work and I ultimately fail college and I'm a dropout,
Why would you fail college? You
I
wouldn't.
will be a Starbucks barista.
Oh my gosh.
No, because they make good money.
Are you sure?
Yes.
How do you know?
Look it up.
Oh, okay.
They have to make a whole
Nice. Yeah, Summer, I'll do that. I'm sorry I had that conversation with my daughter. She's night owl right now too. She's got a week before she leaves for college, and so she's trying to get all of her visiting in with everybody and making plans with everybody, and so she's helping me around here for a little bit before she leaves. I told her she needed to give me one day, so she's giving me Thursday. She's leaving Friday morning, early Friday morning. But yeah, I would definitely start doing that then. I'm assuming just regular rubbing alcohol. All right, we're getting down to the nitty gritty. That's good. That's funny. I can see that. That's funny. Oh, and they smell good too if you use the hand sanitizer. Ooh, okay. So what mediums do you work with when you do dream catchers? Do you work with yarn or do you use um like a twill or like a macrame yarn, or what do you make your dream catchers with? Do you use like seashells and feathers and things like that, or do you just intertwine the thread? I am smelling fish. Must be the cat food. I'm smelling tuna or something. We don't eat fish. I'm smelling it. Do you smell fish or is it just me?
Some fish before I walked in.
See, I don't know where it's coming from because I'm smelling it now.
You know where we didn't go to today?
You put him away.
We didn't go to Bath and Body Works or Yankee.
You didn't go to Bath and Body Works or what? Or Yankee for candles? You can't burn candles in your dorm room, can you? I know. Oh, that's right.
We closed at 3 weeks.
Okay. It takes a while for those to melt down. And the scents burn quicker than a regular candle too. When you use the wax melt warmers. That's true. That's why I use the piece ones in here. Don't get comfortable, doggy. You gotta go in your house. So I figure I will stop my live when I finish stringing up all of these. Then I will stop my live. Although it's it's a quarter after 12. I'm still wide awake. If you guys don't mind me rambling, I'll keep on going. So yeah, so I've got to tomorrow. I'm going to load a video with the August giveaway. Um, like I said, July's giveaway has not come forward yet. So if I don't hear from them by the 16th, which is next Saturday, a week from today, if I don't hear from them, I will be drawing a new winner for July. But August, October. Shoot, I'm jumping ahead of myself. So August giveaway, I'm going to post tomorrow with a bunch of goodies. I'm enjoying doing the giveaways because I'm enjoying putting all the mystery stuff in my boxes. Which I'm thinking about doing some mystery boxes on my Etsy shop for destashing some of my yarn. I'm thinking of just packing up boxes. I think Crystal at Bago Day, she did a lot of that. That's how she got rid of a lot of her yarn when she wasn't giving them away in her giveaways. I can't afford to do the types of giveaways that she did, but I will be doing the mystery yarn boxes and packing them full and having like a one price. Dang it! Here's another one. Natural vine rings. Oh, nice. Grape arbors. Vine. Trim it myself. Oh, very good. Other natural thing. Oh, that is so awesome. Do you sell them at shows or do you have a shop? Native. You follow native traditions. That's cool. I had a friend that used to make wreaths out of kudzu is crazy around here. I know you guys have it really big in Georgia too. Kudzu's crazy around here, and I had a friend that used to make. He didn't make dream catchers, but he would make wreaths, and he would get the kudzu vines just off the side of the road that grew wild because I mean, it grows like rampant around here, and he would take it and dry it out and um, wind it up and let it dry out naturally. And he did a lot of natural wreaths that way using different types of. Now, of course, the Indians don't do wreaths, but he would use a lot of natural things like pine cones and anything interesting types of flowers or twigs or anything he would find like in the woods. And I always thought that was fascinating. That was a really long time ago. That would be the early 90s that he did all that. But do you do it just for as a hobby, or do you do it um, whenever do you have like craft shows that you do, or a shop online? So everybody's doing online. Online is so saturated anymore. You got to get, in order to sell online, you really got to get your name out there. I never really thought about doing dream catchers. Is it time consuming? Oh, that attached. Oh, it is. Oh, and guys, on the 22nd, I will be on Crystal, the Yarny Chicken and Crazy Cat Ladies. I will be on her live on the 22nd of August. It's a Friday evening. It's the last Friday in August. And I believe it's the 22nd. See, 7, 8, 9. No, not the 22nd. The last Friday in August is when I'm going to be on her live. I need to go back and look at my calendar because I think I looked at it wrong. No, look at this. I went to go open this up and oh, oh, I guess I'm not going to be using that one. Just a hobby. They tend to work. That's awesome. Yeah, I haven't had a need for one here lately, but back when I was going through my divorce, I definitely was in need of one. I should have gotten one. I think Matson has a dream catcher or two. I think her grandmother got one. Maddie, you have some dream catchers, don't you? Oh, did you? Unless you put a lot of beads. Oh yeah, I could imagine on the webbing. Fully beaded web takes forever. Oh, I can imagine. Little glass seed beads. Ooh, I worked with the glass seed beads before, and I understand what you're saying. I could imagine if you're doing a bigger project. I would think if you did a dream catcher that was like something small like this, it would be a lot easier to work with a lot of beads as far as, but the big ones, yeah, wow. But that's cool that you do that. And it's cool that they work. I would think you would have to have all natural things from nature on them in order for them to work properly. Nothing maybe man made or artificial. My stepmom, when she first originally got me into jewelry making, she only worked with the beads or the stones or the gems that she worked with were only natural. She only worked with natural beads and stones when she made her jewelry, whether it's a pendant or she made her necklaces. I mean her earrings, and she taught me that um, either natural or glass. She would only work with natural items or glass, which glass is a natural item that's just formed by man, unless you use like sea glass, which is usually a man-made glass that's been tumbled many, many times through the ocean. Which sea glass is beautiful. There was this one lady I used to follow on, I think it was TikTok. I don't think I followed her on YouTube. Um, which most people, if they have like videos on TikTok and their regular posters, they usually have a YouTube channel as well. And I try to find them if they do have one. Like the lady that I love, it's called Safe Space ASMR. I love her. Her name is Haley. She is so nice to listen to. She's very soothing. She does nothing. She does whispers and sounds in the background, and then she does like personal care or makeup or hair brushing and things like that, but she's very soothing. She gives me cold chills when I listen to her. It's amazing. But I found her on TikTok, and then when I found her on TikTok, I decided I was going to start following her on YouTube. And so I do try to follow people, but this particular lady that I was watching with the glass tumbling, she would get just pieces of glass and turn it into beach glass. You need to buy from native tribes or have one personally made for them to be effective. They should be personalized or specifically blessed for you. Oh, that's good to know. I did not know that. That's awesome. Now I want to say maybe a two to 2.5 hour drive away from Cherokee, North Carolina, going through way of the mountains. So I may check into that next time I'm up there when we go to the Indian reservation. I may check into having that done. Glass, wood, metal, stone, all good to use. Prefer natural stone. Man-made can work. That is so awesome. Oh, last thing I need to do is pick up a new hobby. I'm so I'm just so overwhelmed with the hobbies that I have that I start, like I said, I couldn't get into the diamond painting even though I really, 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 really want to, but I won't. I have some kits that I haven't tried, but I won't. Even latch hook. I've got some latch hook kits that I just can't bring myself to work on because I'm so overwhelmed with everything else that I have going on as far as crafting. Oh, you guys are being shooken by my breasts. Sorry. Yeah, the beads that what is that? Oh, it's a piece that is still connected. We need to pull apart. The beads that she used to get, and she would get wood beads and let's see, natural stones, wood, gems. Oh, bone. She would get beads made from from Bone. And what else did she get other than gemstones and things like that? Did you already put him away? Oh, okay. She ordered a lot of her pieces from and her beads, and I tried them for a little while. Fire Mountain Gems. Have you heard of them, Summer? Fire Mountain Gems. They had back then they had catalogs that you could go through and you could pick stuff through to use. But they sent me. They used to send me catalogs, and that's where I got some of my beads for a while there. But there's such an abundance of things now. Like if I wanted to get like the natural wood or the bones, or I mean, the bone beads and things like that, made from. I'm trying to think of what else she used. I used them for a while there. I think you can order from them online still, but their prices were really reasonable if you bought in bulk. Is that one piece? Yeah. Can you guys hear the crinkling of the plastic where I've got my microphone? I think I've got it too close to my face. So all you can hear is my voice and my breathing, which I don't think I have heavy breathing. Hanging in a window that gets morning sun. My bedroom doesn't have the morning sun, but the window behind me in the living room catches the morning sun. You can add them into bags. You can? Okay. Normally, like if I'm doing an ASMR, I'll clip the other microphone to my the bottom of my shirt so that it picks up the crinkling sound. Thank you for letting me know. I love these new microphones too. I mean, my phone does good as far as picking stuff up. These are supposed to be noise canceling so that you can't hear other noises in the background because the dog doesn't usually bark this late at night, but he's a chihuahua. Every little tiny thing that happens outside, he wants to bark at. And I was really surprised at the beginning of the live that he didn't try to jump in on my face or try to get in on the show because he's an attention getter. He cannot stand when I am talking to someone on the phone. And this is what he perceives that I'm doing is talking to someone on the phone. Can't stand it. He's got to have my attention. He will curl up over on me and try to climb up on my neck because he's a passenger princess. He likes to get on my left shoulder. Got to be my left one. And he likes to lay his head down. And oh, that's Ellie. Do you see her? She she just ran out of your room, ran through the living room, ran into the kitchen, and hissed at somebody. Did Midnight come in? Did you call him? Oh, okay. So we're Midnight. Oh, is he? Okay, so he is in. Okay, good. I always try to make sure all the animals are in before I go to bed. So the next live that I do, I will not be working with the blue bags any longer, except to when I crochet with it. Because we have confirmed that all the blue bags are out of the corner. Okay. So I'm gonna check on that later tonight. Make sure I got all my blue bags. But yeah, so the next live won't have any blue bags. Like I said, unless I'm crocheting with it, it will be my yellow ones. And then I think I have a box full of black bags that I've been collecting that I need to string up. And then I have a three paper boxes full of the white bags. Now, with the white bags, I take more time with those when I'm stringing. Um, I will string the ones that have the writing on them. And then if I have a white bag that is like this, solid, and it has no writing at all, I will separate those out so that I have just a solid white ball. The tie is simple. Okay. Thank you for telling me that. I'm going to have to go down the rabbit hole, I suppose, on TikTok and YouTube and see what all's out there, because I've never really thought about, and I'm not going to get into it. I'm not going to start it, but I will watch it because I've always thought they were beautiful anyway, but I never really thought about the intricacy of how much detail can be put into them. Um, I've always admired them when I've seen them out, but I would like to. I think I'm going to do that after. I may do that tonight before I go to bed. Maybe that'll help me relax a little bit. Go down that rabbit hole and look up some videos on them, on the creators. Some people will be getting some new follows tonight from me. Thank you for that. But yes, the live will end when I finish stringing all my blues. I'm a I probably will want to. Some of you're absolutely correct. I probably will. I'm going to try not to. Oh, if I do, I'll have to make myself a goal, or I will have to discipline myself. I'll have to discipline myself and say, okay, I will only start one of these when I finish blah blah blah. Yeah. See, I'm bad at disciplining myself anyway when it comes to my crafting, because I'll say, oh well, I'm going to start this and I'm going to go back to this and finish this. I originally said, okay, I want you guys to hold me accountable, and I showed you I have different buckets of things I've started. And I was said one of my videos, I was like, you guys hold me accountable. This is what I'm going to work on this week. I'm not going to work on anything else, and I will show you my progress. Well, I started 2 new projects since I did that, because I look at a yarn and I go, oh, I can make such and such with this. I'm going to go ahead and get it started. And it goes in another bucket. Goes in another project bucket. So yeah. So I know I'm going to want to. What I've been doing is things that I want to try. I've been saving in a folder on, I can't save it in a folder on TikTok, but I've been saving it in a folder on my Pinterest. I've been saving it in a folder on my YouTube. I started getting into Rumble and Lemonade. Lemonade is owned by the same company as TikTok. I don't know if TikTok goes away, if Lemonade's going to go away or not. Throwing a catcher design in it. Well, you know what? That's a good idea. Dang it, girl! You're going to have me all over the place. I started doing Rumble now too. I'll have to see if they've got dream catchers on Rumble. Rumble is similar to, have you guys heard of it? I used to follow this guy on here that used to keep me updated on what was going on in our government. And he has jumped ship and gone to Rumble. He is not on YouTube anymore. And he had a huge following. He had, I want to say, about two or 300,000 followers on here, and I kept in during the whole COVID thing. I kept us updated on stuff like that. When we were going to get our stimulus checks and what the Congress has said, and it was just easier because he would break it down in layman's terms so that you can understand it a lot better what was going on. He still does that, like with this big beautiful bill that they passed and all that, and how I'm scared to death of what's going to happen once it goes into effect. But anyway, that's beside the point. I am not going to get political on here. Um, but so Rumble. So I found out about Rumble, and from what I understand, I started watching a little bit of it. It's very similar to YouTube. It's a newer platform. People are really starting to go over there. He already has over 100,000 followers on there. Yeah, Rumble is similar to YouTube. And people are starting to jump ship on here because of all the new rules and regulations and stuff. They are more forgiving over there. And from what I've been finding out, there are less restrictions. I'm not sure about like copywriting as far as music goes. I know they are just ridiculous on here. I've even used their music in my backgrounds, and I talked about this before. I've used their music in the background that YouTube provides and gotten dinged for copyright because of it. Yeah, no. I've gotten kicked off of lives because I had a TV show playing in the background, which is why I got these microphones so it wouldn't pick it up if I had the TV on. Um, they've shut my lives down for that. But Rumble is more forgiving. Yeah. It's like TikTok. TikTok, you can play any music on there. You can say any language you want on there. I don't think you can show body parts, thank God. But I mean, you can, it's a lot more forgiving, and people are making a lot of money on there. I'm not making anything on it, but you have to get over 10,000 followers in order to really start making on there. I originally got into it because I was going to open up a TikTok shop. I got approved to open up a TikTok shop, and if you go live on TikTok, you can show the things that are in your TikTok shop. And while you're live, there's like a button down at the bottom of the screen while you're on your live at TikTok, and they can click on it and go order whatever you're showing, which is really cool. So that was the reason why I originally got on there. And I get some really great ideas because there's a lady that I follow. I want to say she's on TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, but I mainly follow her on TikTok and YouTube. Her name is Cheap Lazy Vegan, and she gives some really, really fantastic information um, for as far as like a cooking channel goes. It's healthier eating and it's very flavorful. She's Korean, and so she uses a lot of soy sauce and gochujang spices and ginger and different curries and things like that. It's food I really, really enjoy, and she's taken me to a whole new level. Being a whole food plant based, um, trying to stay away from processed foods as much as possible, getting back to eating more whole foods instead of processed foods, and because of that, it has helped lower my A1C. I've started losing weight again. And but anyway, so she's one that was my example. She's one that I follow on here and on TikTok. So if someone's on TikTok, I look to see if they have a YouTube channel and vice versa. Because TikTok used to be only a minute. Then they extended it to where you could record for 3 minutes. Now they've got it to where you can record for 10 minutes. So I was doing daily over there, and when I've got it set up to where when I do a video on there, it downloads to my phone. And then if it's something that I think you guys might be interested in hearing when I record it there, I download it to my shorts on here because the YouTube shorts are 3 minutes. I just can't share the ones that I use music on. because they get copyright dinged. And anything that has a copyright ding, they do not consider it as part of your watch time hours on YouTube. So they don't count it as what do they call it, a legitimate, I guess, or an actual time. But yeah, Rumble, I'm just now starting to get into Rumble. I haven't explored it as much yet. And then also to the people that I follow on TikTok and YouTube, they usually will have a Instagram account. Instagram is connected to, okay, so Lemonade is connected to TikTok. Instagram is connected to Facebook. So if I ever post anything on Facebook, it will automatically, I've got it set up to where it automatically posts on my Instagram. Yes, ma'am. As a deaf cat that was obsessed with Food Lion blue plastic bags in the 90s. That's funny. Yes, ma'am. These are Food Lion bags. They sure are. We had two Food Lions in my town, and one of them shut down. And I thought they were going to close this one too. Luckily, they didn't. But there's one that's closer to my house that I love Food Lion when they have their sales. It's like Publix. I love Publix when they have their sales. Can't afford their food otherwise, but when they have their sales, I really jump on the bandwagon with those. Yes, ma'am, these are Food Line blue bags, every single one of them. And I had a ton because I used to, when I worked, Food Line was on the way home, so I would stop at Food Line. Oh, I want to say at least 2 or 3 times a week when I was working because it was convenient. It was the only grocery store that was literally on my way to the house. So I would stop and they would put the cold stuff in the blue bags and then they put the regular stuff in the white bags. So yeah, so I have white Food Lion bags that have blue writing on them. And then these have the black writing on them. You must have seen the lion and you can tell yeah, you can it says it was I think some of them you can actually see where it says Food Lion. Yeah, these are Food Lion bags and then that box is full of yellow Dollar General bags. And Walmart is where I get most of my brown bags or tan. They're tan, but I call them my brown bags. I actually started a pattern called brown bottom bags. And I want to say about 10 when I was testing out the pattern, I did 10 brown bottoms, and they're going to be brown bottom bags. And then I'm going to do different colors above where I've got the brown going on. Your cat's name's Humbug? That's cute. Calling the garbage sack of bags. Rummage. Till he found a blue one. Kick it around her neck and then run. Like a cape. The Caped Avenger. That's cute. If I didn't have these stuffed in the corner, they do try to, my cats, I have 4 cats, so they do try to pull them out of the corner, my stash corner where I keep the bags. And they used to get their necks stuck in them, but they've gotten so used to playing with everything else, they don't play with the bags. They only like to crawl into the ones that I'm working on or chew on the ones that I'm working on. But I'm usually on top of them and end up cutting them up pretty regularly like this. But that's so funny. Yeah, I want to say, is it dogs are colorblind and cats only see certain colors? So it's possible that that's one of the colors that she actually saw, or he. Humbug. We'll just say Humbug. Hi, Terry. How are you? Thank you for joining me. I've been on for an hour and 45 minutes, and I'm going to be on until I finish stringing up all of these. But I will be back. Catch me on it every now and then around midnight Eastern Standard Time. Between 11 and 12 is usually when I come on. It is a Saturday night, guys. Whew. In August. I decided to take the dog. Oh, oh, beautiful. She could hear deep sounds. Oh, you found one. We found one. We found two. Thank you, ma'am. She found two in the stash corner. So, yes, food lion. Yeah. So, I'll be cutting those up. So, I'm going to be here a little bit longer. It won't take me long to do those, though. And you can see the process of how I do those. Solid white with blue eyes. I bet she was beautiful. Where we have copper is buff. Midnight is solid black, except for a little tiny spot on his belly is white. But now that he's getting older, because like I said, he's 10 years old, he's starting to get a few gray hairs throughout his fur. Boo Boo Kitty is my tortoise shell. And then Ellie is our calico, but she's mostly white. He can hear. Yeah. How do you find out? How do you find out that they're when they're deaf? How do you find out? Just by noticing that they don't come when you call them or when you make certain sounds? I didn't realize that it was common for a white cat with blue eyes. I want to say I can't remember if Ellie's not solid white, but she's the tabby. She has green eyes, and I think the other three have golden eyes, which I found that's very common in the cats that I've had here lately. Their eyes are golden. All right, I am about ready to loop these up. Yep, there's some trash in here. Little ones. Is that's good? Yeah, that's good. All right, and then I'll roll all those up, and then I'll cut those up, and you guys can see my process on cutting those up. I think I've got some videos on here though. I actually have a Plarn playlist showing you my process on a house from start to finish. I just don't have any tutorials up yet on what I make stuff. I will have a tutorial up for the brown bottom bag though, eventually. Um, I'm not good. I have to do a tutorial because I don't know. I'm not good at writing patterns. They won't respond to sounds. Most cats will. You can notice it early with kittens. The siblings will react and the deaf ones won't. Oh, that's so sad. I would think they would have to be strictly indoor cats. I have two cats that are strictly indoors, and then I have the two that like to go out occasionally. They're mostly indoors. I didn't want them to go out because even though I live on a country road, people drive like maniacs on this road. It scares me they're going to get too close to the road, but I'm far enough back that they won't run out there. So I can't imagine what it would be like if you had a deaf cat. I would think you would have to have it strictly indoors. Oof, it's almost 1 a.m. Wait a minute, 1 a.m. Yeah. I had to look at the clock again. It's like, oh, it's almost 1 a.m. All right, I got some stuck. Did you get stuck? Well, hoot. Hang on now. Let's see what's going on. I think I got it. Yep, one got stuck in the crossfire. Let's see if I can. Oh, it got stuck in there. Let's see if I can pull it out. It might be too far stuck in there. Oh, maybe not. Come on now, work with me. Oh, good grief! What is? I may have to. I may have to tear this out and start over again. Can't. Oh, good grief. Okay, there it is. Come on, work with me here. There we go. Whew. Got scared for a second there. All right. Did that loop? Did that tie off? Yes, yes, it did. Okay. One of the bags from down here got stuck while I was trying to pull this one through. Oh, she was indoor, but was leash trained. Oh, okay. Mom trained the others to babysit. Oh, to babysit the leash. That is so cute. If she started going towards the road, they would grab her lead and tug her back. Wait a minute, wait a minute. Your mom had trained the other cats to babysit the leash? Because if that's the case, that is fascinating. Oh, I got 2 bags here. Pull that out. Almost had a mishap again there. I got thrown off by this story. Oh my goodness. There you. Most of my, all of my kitties are rescue kitties except for Copper. Copper was Copper was given back to us from somebody that had said they wanted him and then decided they didn't want him a month later. That is so fascinating. That is so fascinating. They're so smart. Animals are so smart. Did you know that pigs? Oh, it said reconnecting. I must have got kicked off for a minute there. Oh, I know why. Because I hit the 2 hour mark and it started my live over again. That's interesting. Are you guys still with me? Because it started my timer over. Apparently, well, see, I don't think I've ever gone this long on the live before. I've gone almost 2 hours. It said reconnecting. Okay. I wonder if it started this one over, if it started a new one. Well, no, because my people and my thumbs up didn't change, just my time started over. All right, so those of you who are listening to the replay and have gotten this far, God love you. Thank you so much. It is going to help my algorithms and get my watch hours up. She would lay the leash down to do the yard work. and tell them to babysit the leash. Babysit the leash for baby. Babysit Humbug. Aww. And they would watch it. That is so awesome. Uh-oh. Not two there, yes. Smart. Smart. Smart kitty cats. Mine know what to do and what not to do. The most mine do is mischievous stuff that they know they're not supposed to do. I've got one like Ellie Belly, which is Matson's cat, will purposely go over to the door frame and start to sharpen her claws on the door frame, and she will look at me. She'll stop and she'll look at me because she knows she's not supposed to do that. And she does it just to get attention. Well, I have a water bottle over here beside me with vinegar water. It's mostly water, but it's got vinegar in it. And she likes to be squirted with it. She will purposely do things she's not supposed to. So I will squirt her with it because she likes the attention. Now, I don't drench them or anything. I do it just to keep them from doing what they're doing because they know they're not supposed to do it. So, yeah, they get the vinegar water. They get the vinegar bottle. I use the vinegar water on a lot of things around the house as far as like it's the best way to get rid of pet odors or actually any kind of odors. You smell the vinegar for a little while, but there's some kind of chemical in the vinegar that actually will react to the urine smell and it eliminates it. When before we got our male cat fixed, he would mark everything. And you guys that have cats know that is a nasty smell and it's very distinctive. Um, but the vinegar water was the only thing I found that would get rid of the smell. Now I had to do a more concentrated vinegar water solution, and um, it would smell like vinegar for a little while, but eventually the vinegar smell goes away, and then I would put Febreze on it, and the cat smell would be gone. It was the only thing I could find that actually got rid of the musk odor. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Mine are very mischievous. Copper's really good. He doesn't usually do anything that we don't like him to do, except he likes to attack Boo Boo Kitty, and he knows he's not supposed to do that, but he does that just because he wants to attack her. He doesn't care what we say. Now he will stop when we intervene, but he that's his mama. And it's funny because Ramsey, the little chihuahua, will get in the middle. If they start to fight, like Boo Boo Kitty and Midnight will start fighting or whatever, or getting too rough with each other, he will jump down and, he's smaller than they are. He'll jump down and get in the middle of them and make them stop, which is really funny. It's fun to watch. I need to videotape that sometime when he goes after him, but it happens so quick. I don't get my camera up in time. It's so funny. I know, and I tell people, I've got a couple of friends that I've told that to, and I said, I'm telling you, if you want to get rid of a stinky smell, like I had a friend that I did not want driving home. It was one night at the bar that I used to work at when I was younger. Don't drive home here. You can crash on my couch. We'll go get your car in the morning. Well, long story short, they peed on my couch in the middle of the night, and urine smell is so hard to get rid of, especially drunk human urine smell. And my couch cushion was soaked, and I was just like, and it was a brand new couch at the time. I was so upset, and I was like, "You got to be kidding me!" Took it outside, soaked up as much of the liquid as I could with towels. And of course, I got to throw those in the washer with bleach, which was great, got rid of it. And I would put about a cup of vinegar in the water and got rid of the smell and saturated it. I mean, saturated the cushion with vinegar water. And it got rid of it. You never would have known it. Now, it did take longer because it's a big cushion. It took longer for it to dry out and evaporate, but I had to. I hooked up a fan, ran a fan on it, but I kept that sucker outside to dry. I did not bring it back in the house because, whew, vinegar smell for days. No, no, thank you. But it worked. It absolutely worked. I didn't know any other way unless I had taken it maybe to a dry cleaner, but I don't think they would have, done anything better than what I did. It worked. Okay, now we're stuck here. What is going on? There we go. It likes to loop inside of itself sometimes when you're going to wind it so that it's straight. But I'm not ready to start crocheting with it yet. Oh, I felt sticky on one of them. But rather than wash each bag individually, which takes forever, I wash my pieces. I wash my pieces and I rinse my pieces out really good after I've created them, since they are waterproof, and then I let them out dry out that way. So if I do come across any sticky pieces or anything like that, I'm going to go ahead and connect these. Well, actually, I've got a big ball over here. I need to connect more to it. So let's go ahead and connect. Let's connect this one. All right, and get that straight. And get this side straight. Oh, Madsen's taking a shower. I smell it. She always smells so good when she showers. And the shower is in the bathroom that's connected on the other side of my bedroom suite. And I am in the living room, but I smell it. It smells so good. She's got the best smells, the best taste in body care as far as like the way they smell. She's on a strawberry kick right now. But it's like Bath and Body Works different strawberry scents. Like I think the one that she's got right now is called Strawberry Blizzard. No, let's see. She went through Strawberry Pound Cake for a while there. Then she went through Strawberry Seltzer. There was all kinds of different strawberry smells, but this one smells really good that she's using. Sorry, I got a whiff of it. It smells really good. All right. I think after I wind this one on here, it might be a good size to stop. I try to make them about this size. Yes, ma'am. I had a bag. When I have bags that have a similar blue, like this one is a darker blue. When I have one similar blue, I go ahead and I'll put it in here with it. And sometimes they have different plastic textures. So when I get those bags, when I cut them up, I go ahead and mix them in with the regular ones, and I will put them in sporadically. Like I said, I'm addicted to counting, so I'll count like 10 of like the regular Food Line bags, and then in between every 10, I'll put a piece of the odd one, so that when I'm stitching with it, it doesn't look off. It looks like it's got specks in it. So let's see. Let's compare it to uh, my other ones. Yeah, that's a good size. All right, so we're going to set this one aside, set this one aside, and then everything else is going to go on here. So I'm going to go ahead and connect this one. Nope. Come here, you. I'm having to do this by looking through my camera lens, which is throwing me off. All right. All right, straighten those out. Oh, it just broke. Seriously? Why? Why would you do that? Dang it. Oh, now it's really going to be off. All right. I'm going to have to finagle. Dang it. It's too small, too thin. Sometimes I'll cut the strips too short, or rather, I try to get them about this wide, but something slid in my hands. I try to get them about this wide, but sometimes if I have a little piece left, I'll go ahead and string it up. Let's see if I can salvage this so that when I pull it, it's not too far off. There we go. Okay. Throw that away. All right, let's look at it. It's going to be, yeah, see, there's a hump. But when I stitch with it, so I'll pull it as I'm stitching and it will become one with the next bag. So right now it's not too bad. I try not to get them to where they do that, but sometimes you do what you got to do if there's a hump. Right. It's very frustrating. All right. And then also too, the more they sit, it seems like the skinnier they get. I'm gonna have to, yeah. Ugh, as soon as I'm done, I can't wait to wash my hands. I'm using some old scissors that belonged to my daughter when she was little. I just have them. I have a crocheted piece on the arm of my couch that I made pockets for because the cats like to lay on the arm of the couch. So it's a place for them to lay down that I can throw in the washing machine with cat hair, keep the cat hairs off the arm of the couch. And then the little side pockets, I keep like my phone and remote, and I keep crafting stuff like my scissors or my stitch counter. All right, there we go. The only thing I don't like about getting my fingers black, like I told you guys, I use the tacky finger for when, so that it helps me separate the bags easier, and it getting the black in here. That's the only thing I don't like. I don't, and it'll get dirty over time. That's the only thing I don't like about the black on my fingers. But I'm usually not sitting here for this length of time in any given one. I don't sit for more than an hour at a time. I can't because of my legs. So I get up and I'll move around and I'll go do something, or I'll go to the bathroom or get a drink. Or speaking of drink, I said that, I was like, oh, I'm thirsty. There we go. Um, so yeah, I usually don't sit for any length. But oh, I just dropped one. I'll have to pick that up in a minute. Dropped one. But yeah, I get up and move around a lot because of my neuropathy in my legs and my feet and my hands. And I'll like go do dishes or throw a load of laundry in. Love on the animals. They usually find me though. They have their sleeping routine. I'm surprised they usually are all laying all like all three of them are usually laying on that box. Like I said, Ellie usually sleeps in Maddie's room, and then they come in here. She's going to bed awfully late. She hasn't even gone to bed yet. It's what, a quarter after one. She's got a busy day. She's trying to cram everybody in to visit with everybody before she leaves for college. Gosh, I can't believe I'm saying that. She's leaving for college, guys. I'm gonna be an empty nester. When I went through my first divorce, I lived by myself for a long time, that for a couple years, and then I met her daddy, and then it's always been me and her. A paper cutting board. The only problem with using a rotary cutter, I can do it quicker with the scissors, but the problem with the rotary cutter, it will dull the blades, and the blades for rotary cutters are not cheap too quickly. So I can go to the dollar store and get a dollar pair of scissors and just snip them up really quickly that way, because I have found that it does dull them over time. And if your bags have um, any kind of, like that one that I found was kind of sticky, it also will gunk up your blade. I will take, usually what I'll do is I take my bags and I lay them all flat on top of, I have these, oh, that is too sticky. That was too sticky. I lay them out on these wooden trays. I'll show you. Let's see. Those, I'll lay it out on the wooden trays, and I flatten all the bags out. I pull the corners and I flatten them all out. And I'll make a stack like this. And I do like an assembly line. I fold them a certain way, and then I snip the top and I snip the bottom, and then I try to measure by my eyeballs. You can take it and fold it in half and cut it and fold it in half and cut it until you have 8 pieces. That's too time consuming for me, and I'm all about saving on time when it comes to this process, to where they're mostly uniform, but some of them are thin, and it's usually just the end pieces that I end up getting those with. Dang it, that sucker broke a, really. Good night, baby, love you too. I will probably be still asleep when you leave in the morning, unless Ramsey wakes me up early to go potty. What time are you getting up? Oh yeah, I'll probably still be asleep. Okay, good night. Hey, message me if you're gonna eat, so I won't cook anything tomorrow. Bye. Now see, I just tied that and it broke. Yes, I've actually heard of doing that. I have done that a couple times with my actual kitchen scissors. I've done that before with the aluminum foil trick. I want to say I saw it on 5 Minute Crafts. I think that was one of the handy things that they showed on there, and I thought it was pretty fascinating. But yeah, I have tried that. I've got scissors in abundance in all different places in my house. I have some in a glass container beside my bed. I have them in my nightstand. I have one pair in the bathroom that I use strictly for like trimming. I used to use them just for trimming bangs, but since my hair has been falling out, I don't trim anything because I try to save every little hair I've got. Uh, I've got two on my pencil holder on my desk. I actually have a pair beside me in my crochet needle container. I want to say two or three in the craft room, and I have, oh crap, no. And I want to say uh, I have a pair of kitchen scissors in the kitchen. Oh, I'm gonna have to. This is getting top heavy. I'm gonna have to move this because it keeps rolling over. Since we're almost done, here we go. This is the longest live I've ever done. I cannot believe YouTube has let me go. Like I said, it restarted after at the 2 hour mark. Apparently, that's the cutoff, but it's letting me go again. Did you guys have to leave and come back on, or Summer? I know you were in here. You were in here when it switched over. Did it cut you guys off, or did it just continue, or did you even notice when it started over? I got a little message on my screen that said reconnecting live, and then it said you are live. But I didn't know if you guys saw it when it disconnected, or if it. Fascinating. So now I know at the 2 hour mark. Now, the reason why I've been doing it for this length of time is because over on TikTok, when I do a live, oh, that's over on TikTok when I do a live, um, you can go continuous on TikTok. There's a little puzzle piece after an hour that shows up that you have to slide the bar. But there's one guy that I follow that he will go from early morning to late night, and all he does is he must work there. All he does is he's at Disney World, and all he does is ride the rides. He has like a camera similar to, I mean, he films similar to the way that I do, with a chess piece, and all he does is go around the park and ride the rides, or he'll go through, um, like the aquarium, or just different parts of the park. And from morning till evening, he is 20. I mean, he's nonstop live, and that's all he does. I did not know what the limitations were on here on TikTok. Many knife sharpeners also have slots marked for scissors. Okay, if you didn't see it, that means that it was a smooth transition. That's cool. That's good to know. Thank you. I appreciate that. Now I know. All right. Now, I said when I got all this stuff strung up, I was going to end my live, but we have a couple bags that we're going to cut and string. Yeah, after I do this. So I still have to do those. Yeah, you can get 8 uniform pieces if you do that. Like I said, you fold it in half and cut it and then fold it in half. And then they're uniform, but I've never really been uniform. It makes it to where it gives the bag more character if there's like thicker spots and smaller spots. What's that called? Roving, like a roving yarn. Same thing with the plastic. Now, I don't go any smaller than this because then it gets more fragile when you're stringing it and when you're stitching it, because it will break. And I don't like having to tie too many. Used to, I would just throw them away, but I thought I'm just wasting all that plastic. And when I counted up how many, because I like to count how many bags how many strips that I was throwing away, I went, I could make a whole ball with everything that I was throwing away. So I just started tying them off and putting them on if they're just periodic, or if they're sometimes over time, like this one's really thin. Sometimes over time they will get, now sometimes I will double them up with another one of the same size. Sometimes over time, some bags are biodegradable, and I have noticed that from storing them in my craft room, that they will, if you touch them, they'll fall apart, they crumble. So some bags are biodegradable, so I have to be careful with those, which is good for the environment, but not good if you're repurposing them because you don't want your bags to fall apart if you're creating them, I mean, how this actually came about was I had seen the ladies that will do something like this for the homeless, and they make, because they're very lightweight and portable and they're waterproof. um, they will make these and give them to the homeless as roll-up beds, a sleeping mat. And some people will do that. They don't separate their colors or anything. They'll just take bags and just string them, and just random colors. No particular, they don't separate the colors like I do. That takes less time as well if you're going to make like a mat, which they make great bath mats too. Something else that I've done before in the past is for people like us who have cats, they make great kitty litter mats to put in front of their cat litter, because then you just pick it up, shake it off, and then sweep whatever falls in between the cracks, and there you go. I currently do not have one underneath. I used to have one, and they like to sharpen their claws on them too. I had one for many, many years in front of my kitty litter. Since I have 4 cats, I have 2 litter boxes. But the one I have in front of it is an actual rug. And about once a month, I'll take it outside and I'll go out in the yard and I'll shake it off and beat it. And then occasionally I will throw it in the wash. when I'm washing my rugs. But yeah, so they make great bath mats and also kitty litter mats. Do you guys have any ideas of what else you could make with these other than the? So I have the I do the I do the handbags or the beach bags, the beach totes. I do the portable toothbrush holder totes. There's the bath mats. There's the kitty mats. There's the sleeping mats for the homeless. Can you guys think of anything else that? Let me know in the comments if you can think of anything else. I have tied this up wrong. Come on now. There we go. Now, I've talked about this in the past. I think I showed it too. I have taken, like I said, I pulled out an old cassette, music cassette, and crocheted a doily one time with it. That was fun. Very thin. I think I had to use a 2 or a 2.5 millimeter hook, which is like an F or an E. It was like an E. And I made a little doily. I did have it underneath a candle set up on my entertainment center for years. And it was a really cool conversation piece because it looked like I had purchased it the way that I made it. And I can't remember now, but at the time I had labeled the bottom of it. I don't think I have it anymore. I don't know. I may still have it up there. I'll have to look. I think I do actually. I had put on there that what the group was, what was the album that I crocheted that with. I think it was just an old random blank tape that I had. But that would be interesting. That would be something for me to do. I haven't done that in a while. I started and how I did it was I started getting into working of different things because now when I look at stuff, I go, "Ooh, I can crochet with that." No, Alicia, stop. Too much. Too much. You have yarn. Why would and that's a question I get sometimes. You have yarn. Why would you want to do this? Because it's fun. It's different. It's unique. Now I look at things and go, like even my old t-shirts, instead of giving them away, I've got them set aside so that I can cut them up and strip them and start crocheting with t-shirt yarn. It's just how I see things now. That's an idea. Rain, yeah, yes, that's an idea. Rain would come through the holes, but yes, if you were to line it, that would be good because it would dry out quick. But yeah, the liner would be, you would need a liner for the comfort as well as the wet. And you could probably use the material. Actually, you could probably line it with another a flat plastic and fuse it together on the underside for your head. That would be cool. Or use the fabric that they make umbrellas out of. All right, getting down to the wire here. Oof. If you're watching the replay and you've gotten this far, God love you. And then those of you night owls that are stuck with me this far, I appreciate you. Summer, Terry, Christy, thank you for communicating with me. I've enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. It's nice when there's not that many people in your live stream because you can actually have a one-on-one conversation with somebody. Now, when I went live with Crystal, because like I said, I have to have the phone 2 inches from my face in order to see your comments. Crystal, when I was face to face with her on her live, she had to read the comments to let me know what people were saying. Wax paper and an iron. I saw something like that once too, where someone had taken them and did layer upon layer and they melted it together. And I want to say, I don't think they crocheted with it. The one that I saw, I don't think they crocheted with it. I think they used it to make like gift boxes and things like that because the plastic would be pliable that you could mold it into different things. I don't think you couldn't put the iron on top of the wax paper because the wax would stick to the iron. But I think you could use parchment paper because I have used that on Matson's perler beads to melt those. I've used parchment paper for that. I also have, I have, oh, what is it called? It's not parchment paper. It's actually a fusible type, not a fusible. It's a fiber. It's a fabric, not a fabric. It's a type of heat resistant material that you use for your iron. Like you sandwich things in between it and Toba. Yes, I think that's the one that I saw. That's what it was. They sewed a tote bag and it was solid pieces. I think I saw the same one, but when I saw it, the one that I saw was years ago. Like it was years ago. It was one of the things that I had seen when I was getting starting to get into this. Because, like I said, I've been doing this for a little over 10 years. I want to say it was, when was it? Because Maddie was little. 2011, I want to say. No, was it 2011? How old was she? Yeah. Okay. I want to say it was around 2011, 2012. Wow, I've been doing this longer than I thought. I pause. I don't do it for very long because I get bored with it. I think that's why I have so many different crafts. I switch around because I get bored with it and want to do something else. I know. I didn't realize. It's like when I tell people I've been crocheting for 48 years. Just it coming out of my mouth, it freaks me out that I've been crocheting for 48 years. And someone had said, "So you've been crocheting since birth?" Well, it might as well have been. But no, I was 10. So I've been crocheting since I was 10 years old. All right. Oh. All right, let's check the floor. See if there's any blue scragglers. Oh, I think one's stuck to my foot. I heard you. I heard you. Oh, you're stuck in my foot. Well, shoot. Come here, you. Let's see what else. No, no, no. You can tell this is my crafting spot. All the pretty little stones. Now, like I said, normally when I do a bunch of bags, I will have them all on that table and I do them thick and I just do an assembly line where I fold and cut, fold and cut, fold and cut. But since I only have two, I'm going to do them another way. Put that in there. And I'm going to flip this around and show you how I do them this way. So which I will probably be doing like an ASMR with these, the ones that I have in the corner. I think I have a lot of Walmart gray bags that I'll probably do an ASMR on my other channel with this. So I'll take the bottom and I'll straighten it. I'll take the other side with the bottom and straighten it. And then I'll flatten it out. And then I fold it up in half. Oops. If I'm doing it by myself and I'm not doing it on camera, I usually do it a lot quicker. I'll fold it in half and then I'll fold it in half again. Oops. And I'm actually doing this through the lens on the phone instead of with my head over this. Okay, so I do it up, and then I fold it back one. And the reason why I fold it back one is because I can kind of see where the handles start and end. And like I said, I do this really quick when it's just me and I'm not doing it on camera. So I will cut off the bottom. And then I will come up here and feel where the handle is. And I'll cut right above it. And I have my strips. Now I have 4 boxes full of strips like these of different colors in my craft room, ready to snip into linking strips. But yeah, I do this a lot faster when it's just me. It's just me and I'm not trying to watch what I'm doing through the phone. Straighten, 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 flatten, fold in half, line up the bottom, fold in half, line up the bottom, fold in half, and flip it back the other way. All right, cut the bottom. And you can also feel where the bottom seam is. It looks like you can feel up here where the connecting is. All right. Now that that's done, and sometimes I'll save these and use them as stuffing. For like when I'm making my dog and my cat toys for the crinkle sound on it, I will use them for stuffing in my dog and cat toys. I will usually take 2 or 3 of these strips at a time and line them up on one end, and then like this one's 2 different sizes. And then yeah, so then I'll just eyeball it and I'll cut them. I usually use a longer pair of scissors. This is just what I had on hand right now. I usually pair a long pair so I just snip with one snip and I'll go through like that. But since I'm doing this through my lens and I'm doing it with her kitty scissors, I'm having to wade through it. Now when I get down to like this size right here, I'll go ahead and do this. I pull that aside, I flip that out, and then I'll cut this in half. And so these are a little bit thinner, but they still work out. So like I said, thank you. That way I have it to work with. Okay. That's all I've got left of all my blues. Nope. Uh-oh. I'm going to try to do this without being able to see what the heck I'm doing. There we go. Are you in there? Yes. Yes. Okay. All right. I heard really weird sounding things like rocks or beads or something fall in here, but I will throw them away. So once I have strung all of these and balled them all up, yeah, I don't know what that is. I heard it. Then I will be saying adieu for the evening. Longest live I've ever done in my life. I think the longest one I ever did on TikTok was 2.5 hours, I want to say. I did it from like 12:30 at night till almost 3 o'clock in the morning. No, was it 2? Yeah, it was 2.5 hours on TikTok. But on my TikTok, you have to have 1,000 followers in order to, you can still do lives, but you have to have 1,000 followers in order to engage with them. You can talk on there, but and you can type in a comment if you need to, but they can't type in a comment. That's why I was wondering if you guys, I could see you guys here. They can't type in comments on there until you have 1,000 followers. So I don't need watch hours over there. Their goals are a lot stricter, not stricter. Their goals are a lot higher for different ways to get monetized over there. But I love my TikTok family, but I enjoy you guys more because you guys are like-minded and you like to engage. And I've never had an issue with, is that a nail? No, I've never had an issue with people being out of the way in their comments and things. Let's see. Throw this away and little hand it into garbage. Come on. Okay. Something for the cats to play with. Okay. Now we're going to string up the last. That's easy. No one else I follow goes on live. Really? Oh, wow, Summer, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Yes, I need the hours. Back in the day, I was monetized, and then they changed the rules and it got taken away from me because I didn't have enough watch hours. I had the people. Train your brain to be ADHD. You are so right. You are so right. I get on there it's like I go through and I save all these great ideas and I think it's fascinating and um there's a couple of people that I will watch everything that they post, but then there's some people that I just follow because they follow me and it's a whole following train and either they don't post content at all or the stuff that they post is something that I really don't give a crap about um, because it's either them just mouthing something and doing it poorly, I might add, or they're just, or it's nothing. I mean, it's just nothing. But it's funny because I'll find myself going through there, and then all of a sudden, this woman will pop up, and it's TikTok's people, and they're monitoring you, and they pop up this little video, and it's this woman, and she goes, "Are you still scrolling? Do you need to take a break? Maybe you should get some sleep." I mean, it's really funny. Yeah, I don't I I I watch some of the lives, but it moves so fast over there. But then again, if you have a live on TikTok, you're usually it's the more popular people because you can gift people in TikTok and that's how they make their money. Um because they get a percentage of the gifts that are given to them. I made a penny the other day with one of my lives. I was so tickled. I was really, really excited about earning this one penny, but because nobody had ever gifted me before, and somebody gifted me 2 roses, and the roses um, are 2 or a penny. You earn a penny. Yes. Brain rot. Yeah. Well, and then some of those people, I do it for the follows. I do it for the follows. I go over there and I checking. And like I said, I got approved to open up a TikTok shop so that I can, like on my Etsy, um, and they are offering to cover my shipping. I know I saw it. Oh, there it is. They are offering to cover my shipping on anything that I sell for the first 30 days. So once I start getting something on there, I'm going to take advantage of it. It's a good selling platform and they have buyer protection for the sellers, which is really nice. Yeah. So I haven't tested the waters on it yet. I took some snapshots of crocheters that I follow that are doing really good. And sometimes on their lives, they'll make 2 or 3 sales. But shoot, in my Etsy shop, I'm lucky if I get 2 or 3 sales, a month. So if I can do it in one live over there, I'm going to give it a shot. It's just a matter of finding your people. You know what I mean? All right. Now that I have finished winding that, I'm going to put all these together, and this will be my final blue ball. So let's go ahead and connect this. But YouTube has always been my home. I'm gonna check out Rumble and see what the qualifications are over there. But I'd be starting from scratch over there. I've been on YouTube for, I want to say, about 12 years, maybe longer. I got laid off because the company I worked for went bankrupt, and I want to say it wasn't 2015. It was 2015? Yes, it was 2015. That's when I really got serious about my YouTube channel and started really doing good. But it was all cross stitch stuff and my cross stitch followers. In fact, a lot of the people that I followed that were really popular back then with cross stitch, and we had a really great community. It was called Floss Tube, is what we called it. And I still follow. I follow everybody, but a lot of the people that I followed back in the day don't don't even post anymore. And I almost became one of those people and decided, you know what? I've always enjoyed it. It's a good outlet for me to talk. And now that I'm going to be an empty nester, when I started working again, I didn't do it as much. When I became an empty net, when I become an empty, now that I'm going to be an empty nester, and not working because of my disability, I'm gonna throw myself into this. All right. Well, it has been nice talking with you guys. I can't believe I've gone almost 3 hours. Only posting a few things a good while ago. Well, Summer, I so appreciate you being here. You and Christine Terry, you have been my three voices for the night. Terry just said hi, but at least I knew Terry was there. So that's great. Thank you so much. This is the end of the blue, which is the end of the live. I hope you guys have a blessed day and enjoy yourself. And once I'm wounded down, I'm going to say my good nights. Oh, we're almost done. And maybe I can get some shut eye. hopefully, hopefully I can get some shut eye. But I know my bladder's about to explode, so I will definitely have to get off here anyway. It has a way for me to pause. I don't think YouTube does. TikTok's live has a place where you can pause it for like 5 minutes so that you can go to the bathroom and stuff. All right, that is it. I am done. No more blue. So this live is now over. Thank you for joining me. I'm going to try to give notification whenever. Yes, yes. Thank you, Summer. I'm going to try to go live more often, because I've actually enjoyed this. This was a lot of fun. And maybe get more people to engage. That'll be fascinating. But thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate you guys. Hope to see you soon. I will post whenever, at least an hour before I go live in the future, unless I plan it. But sometimes I get on here and go, I'm just going to go live, and I just pop on. So you never know, but look for the sweet spot anywhere from 11 to 2 a.m. That's going to be the sweet spot of when I'm going to be on. So I will see you guys. Thank you for watching. If you watched it all the way through the replay, thank you, Summer, Christy, and Terry, for being with me and joining me tonight. Those of you that are engaged, I love you guys. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, and I'll see you soon. Good night.